Hello and welcome to section 9.3, which is on rotations. The rotation is rotating a figure a set number of degrees around a certain point called the center of rotation. Now when we do these, you have to make sure that it preserves the distance, angle measures, and orientation of the figure, and you always rotate counterclockwise unless they state otherwise. Okay, and we did a lot of these in 8th grade. So hopefully it'll come back to you as I go through an example. So my example is a graph the rotation 270 degrees around the vertex. That's what the 0 means, around point 0. And the triangle's name is FGHI, and I have the original points here. So you can go ahead and put those on where they need to go. So -3, 2. -3, -1, -1, -1, and 0, 1. And so it is a quadrilateral, you can see that. I'm going to go ahead and connect the points. Okay, so there's my quadrilateral. And so if I want to graph at 270 degrees, there's some rules that we can use. And I have these written down here. So if I want to do a 90-degree rotation, point x, y, the new points will become -y, x, so the negative of the y, and then x will be the new points. And it's the new x, y, but that's how it changes the points. 180-degree rotation of original points x, y would change to -x and -y. You'd take the negative of both of the original numbers. 270 degrees, with original points of x, y would change to y and then -x. And so that's what we need to do to all of these points. We need to go y, -x to go 270 degrees. And so my new x will be the original y, so it'll be 2, and my new y will be the negative of x. The original x was -3, so it has to be +3 for my new point. The new g will be -1, because it is the original y, becomes the new x, and the new y becomes the opposite of the original x, which was -3, so it has to be +3. The new y, or excuse me, the new x for the new h point has to be the y, so it would be -1. And then you take the opposite of the original x, so it would be 1. Take the original y, which is 1, and you can't take the opposite of 0, so it is 0. And then if I go ahead and graph my new point, and let's just graph it in yellow so that hopefully we can see it decent. So 2, 3, right here. -1, 3 would be here. -1, 1 is kind of on top of the other quadrilateral, and then 1, 0 would be here. And so then if I go ahead and connect those, okay, so I need to fix a point here. I noticed I graphed it wrong. 1, 0 should be right here. I was wondering why it had changed shape on me. Should still be the same size, shape, and everything. It just rotates. It turns. So this one happened to turn around the origin. Okay, so it stays the same distance from the origin. It's just rotating around it. And then we have this one. So what is the image of triangle LOB after a 50-degree rotation about B? So B stays where B starts, okay, because that is the point that they're talking about. And then I need to grab a protractor here. And bring it down here. And so I need to measure B, but I'm going to have to flip this. Hang on a second. Okay, I had to move my triangle over because I was off the page. So I have to put my protractor, and I had to turn it upside down, otherwise I can't measure from B. So from B, I need to measure 50 degrees because the triangle is going to rotate about point B. Okay, so there's a 50-degree angle. Okay, so I put a mark out here where the 50 degrees would be. I couldn't mark on my protractor, so I had to put it way down there. Then I'm going to grab my protractor, get it out of the way, since I have measured my 50-degree mark. And now this isn't going to work very well because I had to make the mark huge, but we'll just have to go with it. I want to make sure I have my 50-degree angle there. So that is a 50-degree angle, so that's the new B. So the new L is going to be down here, and so I need to grab a compass so that I can measure that. So I measured how far it was from B to L, and now I need to get my protractor to stay where it's at. I'm going to move it down here to measure. I'm going to pause for just a second. So it's giving me some trouble here. Okay, so I got my compass to turn there, and then what I need to do is put a mark here where it's crossing so that I have L measured. Alright, so now I need to measure a 90-degree angle, since from L to O here is a 90-degree angle. So I'm going to put a mark out here. Actually, I have to go down here. It's not letting me do what I need to do. Alright. Okay, so now I need to measure from L to O. Keep that opening. And measure it again. It moved on me. Okay, so now I need to put a mark right here so that I know how long L is. LO. And I can grab this and take that off. And make a line from here to here. And I tried to keep it straight so that I knew it was 90, and then I just need to go ahead and connect from there to there. As long as I'm connecting it in a straight line, it should be the same angle as this one is. And so there I rotated this whole triangle 50 degrees around point B. And remember, we're always going counterclockwise unless they tell us differently. So bring that knowledge with you. We will talk about it more the next time I see you. Have a good night.